Hey everybody, it's Triple J. Welcome back to another episode here in Modded Valley in City Skylines. And last time we kind of started gutting this whole area over here and redoing it, rebooting it in a way. And I think we're going to continue that trend today because while I really like what's happening right here, I know we don't have anything down here yet, but it's just kind of nice to see a clean slate on it. I think what we're going to do is gut this whole area. Just gut it and restart, because as we were saying, as I was saying in the last episode right at the end, it's just easier to kind of see what you're going to be doing and where you're going by doing that. And I think that this is going to be a better play. So because I don't love this sort of mix that we have going on here, like there's a little bit of the office, it kind of feels like most of what we had done prior, and like creating a downtown, you want to have office spaces, you want to have high density commercial, you want to have, you know, commercial in general, right? And of course we did sort of design it that most of the living would be on this little island, right? And that's totally cool. I just think it's just not quite thought through or planned enough, and I would like it to be a little bit more planned. So I think having some sort of a shopping center over here will be a good start. I do want to kind of gut this and rethink how we do this. Now, of course, we are, you know, our income has dipped. I mean, we still are at 8 million, and this is still kind of fluctuating a little bit. We used to be making a little bit more, but we did gut all of this. So our budget might take a hit here, but it's gonna be okay because we're gonna be putting some of this back anyway, and it's not gonna wreck us. It certainly won't wreck us. So I'm just gonna get rid of all of the zoning in here, and you know, all the stuff's gonna go away while we kind of look at some of this. So I think across the street from here, it would make sense to place. Let's see, can I move? I'm not sure I love where this is sitting. I know it's central, like it's kind of centralized, so it can affect the most area, which is fine. But I'm wondering if I could put it here. Now it's going to create more ambulances coming out of here, which isn't great, but I think what might be kind of cool is having the monorail go right past it. Now that tree is in the way. I wonder if we can move this just out a bit and still have it. We can still slide it out a bit there, so it's still connected to the road. And then I'm going to move this pillar so it's not on the parking lot. Just slide that over. And then we kind of get to use this space that before was not really able to be usable. I think that kind of creates a little bit better of a look. I like it. Also, what's nice, our jazz station today is playing some like holiday music, because it is that time of year. Very cool. Now, I don't think I can do the same with the fire station, because the fire station is so much it's so much bigger. But however, I do have that path here. Yeah, and I want that path to stay, I guess. I guess that path is fine. So let's go. I do it. I'm starting to dip onto this side of the road. Let's stick on this side of the road. I've really been just kind of seeing all this a little bit differently and wanting to I don't know, get a better look at this. I'm actually also gonna get rid of these trees. Just get rid of the trees. Make it easier to kind of see what we're doing. Just a little bit simpler. We have all these rocks here. That's okay. So yeah, what do we have here? Is this a police station? Yeah. So the police station, can we maybe get that over here? And then if I could snug. Shift this. Maybe pull this maybe over a little bit more. Is that gonna fit under there? Nah, it doesn't fit. But you know what might fit is... What is our fire coverage? 34%. Okay. It's not great, actually. Oh, it's bad over here. We haven't really... Yeah, it's really bad over here. Probably should have a station over here. Because it's pretty bad. There's like no coverage in the university area. I think it's okay to have that over here. I mean, it's not the prettiest thing, but better to have that than nothing. So over here then, man, I don't... what if we were to shift this, spin this? Of course, we're getting a little in the weeds over here, but that's, you know, it's okay. Oh, that tree is in the way. But could I go here? Right there? Is that kind of crazy? I mean, it works. It's a way to, it's a kind of a way to tuck this, sort of nestle this away a little. And then this can just slide over. And then I can get this right up against the monorail. That gives us some space over here. Because what I would like is, I think this should be high density residential. Right through here. Facing the park. That makes sense to me. And then this can be just a little shop. Just plan this out a little bit more. And then over here we have like the schools and stuff. Maybe there is... Because we have the high school here and the library. Oh, I have weather turned on. Oh, what the heck? Let's leave it on. I have it on for... I actually have the weather turned on. We're doing a snow map currently over on Twitch. Doing sort of a holiday winter wonderland type of map, as it is that season. And so I have the weather on for that, and I kind of forgot to turn it off for this. So if it gets really bad, we'll change it. But boy, it's really coming down. Okay. But yeah, over here we have like the school and the library. Kind of wondering though if the library should go over like on this corner, right by a bus stop over here, still facing the park. But then this school faces this too, because the nice thing about this like science center here, which I really like this asset, but the nice thing about this is having the this building across from it, because this is another sort of science-y academic sort of center, so it makes sense to me. So let's do that, and then I'm going to get more high density on this side, facing the park, which is good. And then over here, I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure what's on this side just yet. But what I want to do, and this is something... Did we do this over... Okay, you know what? I'm going to turn the rain off. It is coming down way too hard. Too much. Dynamic weather is nice sometimes. Not always great when you're trying to build in a video. Did we do any of this over here? I don't think we did. I feel like I talked about it, but it's possible that it was on stream. It's kind of hard sometimes to remember what things I bring up and topics we discuss in like tutorials and in our Let's Plays, and what I talk about on stream. Okay, it doesn't look like we actually did anything. So what I've kind of discovered that I like to do, and I think it kind of creates a nice area type of thing for especially downtown areas, is making larger blocks and leaving green space in between, and then doing something with that green space. Specifically, putting walkways in that almost act. And now there are tons of like different types of assets, and you can get different like thin road assets you could even use. However, that will affect your zoning. This doesn't have zoning on it. So you could do this certainly in a different way, modded. But what I like to do is kind of create this sort of almost like it's a back alley type of parking area. Now, of course, they can't actually drive on this, but what I like the idea of is the parking lots are always behind the high residential buildings. And that always kind of bothered me when it was just like there was it's seemingly no way for them to get back here. Now, theoretically, we could pretend that they could, come off the road, come back here and park, right? But I like the idea that this is sort of almost a back entrance for them to enter and exit their parking lot. And so I'm going to make a connection point here. And of course, this is, again, we're pretty much just pretending at this point, but that's okay. So go like, I'm trying to create as much perfect zoning as I can without affecting it. Okay. And then, yeah, that creates some squares there and some squares there. And I guess that's okay. Two is enough probably. Now, I don't know how many people are going to be walking back here. However, we could actually make this a proper park. I could paint this to be an actual park. Let me see here. Olive Hill. Let me grab the small park main gate. Plop that right there. Doesn't need to be a huge gate, of course. Pop that in there. Maybe curve that just so it looks a little nicer. There we go. Just so it looks a little better there. And then we can do another side gate over here. Not in park area. Okay. Fix that. We must have a main gate. Oh, this created a new park. That's my bad. So I guess we're just going to make this Mill Garden instead. Okay. Side gate right there. Just do that. The curve there is a little... I'm actually going to go... I'm going to redo that. So let's go like this. I'm going to slide this over and shift it just so we can get a straight shot. It just doesn't look good. Turn this back on. Straight. Then shift this over a little bit more. There we go. Curve this. There we go. Perfect. All right. So yeah. So then this can actually be its own park, and we can put some assets in here. We can plop down. Here, let me we have a square through here. Should like that. And then I'm just going to build around this. Actually have it be like a square. That. And then maybe this can just like curve. Something like that. Yeah. Could put a couple assets in here. Have a little like park restrooms or something. And you know, maybe just like a gazebo. A little playground for the kids. Maybe another gazebo on that end. We can fill the rest in with trees. Then what this does is this will be an entire block of residential. So the nice thing is they can just sort of, this is like where they live. This is their little community, you know. It's their green space inside of a downtown, you know, concrete jungle type of thing. And having a park will really like affect happiness and all that good stuff. Gives them something to do. Yeah, we can put some more like benches and stuff like that in here, and let's see. We can put a bunch of picnic tables. Ends here. A couple different areas. Places to, you know, go out and stretch your legs, go take the dog for a walk. You know, things like that. Even a little park board. We can even have like a bouncy castle in here. Maybe a bouncy castle. Maybe not. Little info booth. Or no, you know what? Let's put the little restaurant. Little restaurant in there. Yeah. Well, is that going to fill in? I think so. Heck, we can even put a couple of the pine trees in here. That's just a place for people to walk and stroll. Feel like they're inside of a green space, inside of, you know, an actual city. But having all the parking lots sort of behind kind of creates like I don't know. I just think it looks really nice. It's a way to dress up an area that otherwise would just be sort of like a bunch of buildings. Like this looks way better than, you know, just having a mess of parking lots right here. Like this is okay sometimes. But when you're having a bunch of residential, that just looks so much nicer. A lot more inviting. And giving us that space, right? Not creating a grid. Not creating every grid where it's just a big box. This could be okay for like a bunch of commercial or maybe even some like offices or something. But giving yourself a little bit more room to sort of play with this can often be a good thing. And then over here, we can kind of do the same thing. But I think back here, we're just going to put like a little pathway. Another pathway come through. Maybe even just have it connect up to this. Just sort of have it weave around back here. And then just add more trees. The modded valley. Yeah. Whoa. More green space. More green space, the better. Yeah, I mean, already, you know, and like we could do way more decorating than this, but it seems like a pretty good start, though. Just have a place where people can congregate. Then over here, I think I'm gonna mix it up with a little bit of let's see, because we're kind of making a decision that this area is our like high-rise downtown, and over here could be a little bit less. Could be a little less high-rise. However, I'm not convinced we need all these streets. Like, what if we got rid of this, gave ourselves another space here? Yeah, you know what? Let's design this. Let's just start doing all this. We're making the. So I'm trying to think about. I'm gonna pull this out a little bit more. Oops. I'm just gonna pull this out a bit. There we go. Now with this though, too, you have to remember that we are sort of deciding that, you know, we're not going to be putting anything that's like larger in here. And I'm trying to think of anything we could put maybe on this corner before we go too far with this. It's traffic park, maybe. Although that fits perfectly right here, so maybe this is something we put across the street from this. Or right in here. It's a very expensive park, but I don't actually place this one very often. It's just like a little go-kart track that, I don't know, it is sort of like this educational little, hey, it's like go-karts, but teaching kids how to drive, I guess. Although I don't really see any stop signs, so looks like it could be just a little bit of chaos. I don't see stop signs or yields or any of that. People are like walking on it. It's actually probably very dangerous. Eh, well. What's the worst that could happen? Locomotive halls. Yeah, see, something like this would be cool. But this should be over by like the train area. Did I not place this? Oh, I should totally place this over here. Yes. This is going to go right in here. And I'm going to figure out how to squeeze it in. Probably shift this park over a bit. Actually, is there a pathway through here? Maybe not. Yeah. So we're going to have a train station. We can have almost this little, like, train shrine type of area. And that actually will work. That's really nice. Look how that's looking. Boat museum. Yeah, we could maybe do something like this. I don't know, maybe off of here or maybe on this side. Not real sure. I don't think these ferries are actually doing that much. I don't think they carry that many people. Yeah, 4 people on that one. Not the best. But see how much, even from like a distance, see how much better this looks? It just looks so much more designed, I guess, than say just, you know, just plopping down buildings with having, you know, grid on grid on grid. And don't get me wrong, there is a time and a place for that.
To at the old grain mill, old-fashioned family restaurant.
Let's see.
Always
Brandenburg Gate. I don't know how that would look. However, across the street from this, which sort of kind of has that sort of architectural feel, maybe that would be okay.
Be sure that you come down to at the old grain mill.
Now this doesn't really work, though.
Family restaurant.
I feel like it's not quite the right spot for it.
Grain facility at the edge of town. It's not safe for visitors and poses serious
I mean,
risks
you know,
to anyone who dares
I guess it
enter
could go over here,
which was
sort of as like an educational building.
we ordered our sign
You know, like an old school educational building next to a new school educational building.
dangerous old flour mill, so we are not responsible for what happened
Hmm.
in that awful
As kind of weird as that feels, I'm also kind of buying it.
at the old grain mill.
I don't know why,
Family restaurant
but I'm buying it.
at the old grain mill from our
Maybe I won't buy it next time, but we'll see.
Carb up with yakisoba, the noodle master.
But then I think behind this,
Life you're in, we have the perfect noodles for you. From
behind this should just be like a park.
all the way to those
And does the actual little park fit in here?
Every occasion has a
We can make
noodle
that fit.
yakisoba, so experience something different. Yakisoba.
Right about there.
It literally means fried noodles.
Then make that connection. And this can just sort of be, you know, park through here. Will it let me put these on roadside? It does, actually. So you can do like a little, like that. Almost like it's almost a little bit of a tourist destination or something. I don't know. We're jumping all over the place here. I totally understand this. This is kind of what Skylines becomes. Is you jump a little bit all over the place when you're trying to, you know, your mind wanders. You see an asset that you think would fit somewhere that you're not working on. Yeah, make this another, like, a bit of a green space. I'm actually going to turn on anarchy so I can sneak some trees in here. Maybe. Couple picnic tables through here. Just to sit at. Get rid of that tree then. Yeah. Okay, so that kind of makes up that little bit. But then what? Yeah, what goes in here? A little helicopter, another little park. Maybe. You know what? Maybe it's this park. Maybe it's pathway through this. Pathway. Another park as it stands. And then we just put in a little plaza. Because those plazas kind of match up with the tiling work. They're just sort of separated by the that hedge. You know, and that's a plaza you can sit next to, you know, read your book that you just got at the library. This can be connected like this. And then that can be another little area to sit. I don't know if we have anything small enough to fit in there. That might just be us. Putting down some more of this kind of thing. Surrounded by some let's see here. bushes on the corner. You know, some trees. And then maybe a little fence. Like that. Oh. Dang it. Had to wreck that. Just on 3 sides. Yeah. Then that's a little place where you can come and have a little picnic right in there. Yeah. Oh my. A lot of people trying to visit this thing over here. We're getting some traffic back up. Oh, well, that's another thing to deal with at a different time. But everybody, that is going to do it for this episode. We're slowly moving along here, but I think we're starting to get this. This is starting to look a lot nicer, in my opinion, than what we had in here before. Just a lot more designed, a lot more decorated. I mean, honestly, you know, to our defense, when we were doing this originally, we were, you know, we were trying to push for our milestones. Right, we were trying to push through the milestones, you know, get our downtown center up and kind of move forward. But now that we're kind of coming back through, I think it's nice to be able to do a little bit more design elements and kind of think through, you know, how we want it to all look and feel. So everybody, that will do it. I will see you in the next episode here in Mod Valley and City Skylines, where we will continue to flesh out our beautiful downtown. If I do not see you before the holidays, I hope you all have a wonderful holiday season and a happy new year. And other than that, I might see you in the next video, or I might see you on stream over on Twitch. But if I don't see you again here, happy holidays, everyone, and I will see you next time.